Well, good morning. I am searching for a grease gun. Can't seem to find one. I'm not exactly sure what nail I hooked it on. I wanted to be able to give my hammer mill a couple shots of grease. I'm going to get that fired up and make a dozen bags or so. Also, I wanted to check out my winter project, the first one of the winter. It's going to be this canola plant. So when we were out on Thanksgiving getting those sunflowers for the table, I found this guy growing amongst the sunflowers. That field hasn't been canola for a few years, so this is has been laying in the dirt for probably 3 or 4 years, and finally decided to grow this year. Made one heck of a plant. And one year, I was at a field walk thing or whatever, and this young girl agronomist was talking about the viability of a 1 plant per square foot canola crop, if it would make it and if it would yield. And she claimed even a 1 plant per square foot crop could make, like, I don't know, a lot, 40 bushels or something. And I rolled my eyes so hard that I just about fell over. I was just like, there's just no way, that doesn't even make sense. So that year, or the next year, or whatever, it was after that, because I had that knowledge in my head now that 1 plant per square foot could make a viable canola crop. It was raining, it was miserable, we couldn't combine. It was getting late, so everything we had swathed was ready, but it was raining, and everything that we hadn't swathed was also ready, because it had just been so long. So I went out and I picked the canola plant, and you know, if we were straight cut people, it would have been ready to straight cut. So when I brought it home, we peeled off all the pods and counted them. We shelled them all out into an ashtray or whatever, and little cup, I can't remember, but and then we weighed it. And I had all that written down, and I was surprised because, you know, whatever, it came out in grams, obviously, because it was a very small amount of canola. But when you expanded that, extrapolated it to bushels, yeah, in fact, it should have represented a really, really good crop if you grew 1 plant per square foot. I was also told once that if you seed like less, it'll stool out and it'll yield just as much as if you seed 5 or 6 pounds per acre. Of course, we're never brave enough to try seeding way less either. We seed to the recommendations on the bag, is how we seed, and we go with that. But anyways, it was interesting. So I'm curious to know if that plant, first of all, will even make it, because it was quite green when I plucked it. So as it dries up, the seed could just dry up and turn to nothing. But let's say I'm curious to know, because I did do it once before, and it was shocking the result that I got. As far as today projects go, well, like I said, I'm going to start making some bags. It's super muddy over there, so I'm not too pumped about it, but it is what it is. This old John Deere Vibra has been pulled out. Needs a couple new shovels, needed a bunch of new hoses. We're only going to use this to work in the Avadex. That's if it dries up enough that we can get out there and even work it in. Tractor shouldn't need anything. They'll need oil changes after they're done their fall work, which, I mean, could be right away. Supposed to get some -8s coming at us, and there was snow yesterday in the forecast. They took it out this morning, but we'll see how that goes. Gus, I did get him fixed yesterday, so his electronics issues are no more. Needs a bolt. I don't know why these bolts that hold the gang carriers or whatever you want to call this part, the frame, these bolts, they like fall out. They don't even break, they just fall out. I've seen there was one missing on the other side, and there's one missing there. This bolt is actually broken too, this top bolt, so that should get driven out of there and a new one get put in before that comes unhitched. And what would break? I guess nothing. Those are all, or this would probably rip off. But yeah, so that's all that. They were doing a bit of disking up some of our pea canola stubble and stuff like that, stuff that looks kind of rough. Oh, it is super wet, eh? Look at that. That does not make me excited about walking through there and getting all muddy. I do got my rubber boots on, but I don't like driving back and forth over this gravel once I drive through the mud, because all you do is put all that mud on top of this gravel, and then it looks like this. And then you're effectively just back into having mud again. So I'm not too excited about it, but I do have to make some feeds, so I guess we'll just forge through it. If it's too miserable, I'll just stop, I guess, and go do something else. Well, good early evening, I suppose, afternoon. Hey, there's an egg right there. Something must have hatched. Spent most of the morning making a few bags and then organizing the feed. Oh, there's another egg. Organizing the feed shed. So, we had a load of bullseye stuff come in. There's like everything. Whatever that is. Cow mixed forage macro. There's bull supplement. That's not bull supplement. That's 10% finisher. It's 32% finisher. There's whatever this is. This is bull supplement. There's another pallet of bull supplement. And then there's actually some of these are like a, what do you call it? Like a complete feed or whatever. And they're, see, this is for 4-H. If you don't want to feed grain, you just, from what I understand, you just feed this pellet. So there's a few guys going that way. Kind of neat. But you know, we're getting some awful forecasts. It's just going to be basically miserable from now till winter, according to the weather. And we wanted to get everything stacked inside. Had a gentleman come and take 4 totes of mill mix. That's kind of crazy because normally we're the only ones that use the mill mix in the mill, but that's what he wanted. So I only got 1 tote of that left, plus this half a tote of what I'm using. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the dryer's running. So that means sunflowers are getting done. So it's one of those bitter-sweet feelings. As long as mother doesn't break down. Oh, there she is. Ah. Oh, right there. As long as she doesn't break down on this last pass, that's her. Bloom's 2023 harvest is in the books. And you know what? It was all right. It was okay. We had some terrible crops. We had some really, really nice crops. The barley made malt. The canola was number 1. The wheat was number 2, but it's 15% protein. The peas, I don't even care what they grade because I'll mostly grind them all up for feed anyways with the way things are going. But I expect they would be a human consumption pea too. They didn't take that much weather for the, you know, they laid out in the field for a little while, but they actually didn't take much weather. So oats, the first bit of oats we did was really, really nice. Weighed up, looked good. You know, a little bit stained from the rain, but nothing to speak of. And then the last oats we got absolutely looked terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But they'll make a good feed oat anyways, because the horse and the cow don't really care what the oat looks like. As long as it's heavy and has good feed value, that's all they're concerned about. So, all in all, the year was pretty good. We did spend 2 days ago winterizing Marvin and getting that big storage shed set up so we can fit everything in it. Yeah, so that's all that. Gus is fixed. I'll probably take him out and work up this sunflower stubble soon. Dad's out with that Vibrashank working in that Avidex. He's going so fast. We should actually drive down there. He does that anyways. He just like drives like as fast as possible. It's actually kind of funny. A little bit hard on stuff, but see if we can see him. I bet she's going like 8 miles an hour. So there he is. I don't know. Yeah, can you see him on here? Just breaking up over the hill there. Now, we do math here to get from one finger to the other finger. Oops. Anyways, he's cooking on her. He's going pretty quick. He's stopped several times, and I was fully expecting one of the times him to phone and be like, yeah, I just pulled the hitch off this thing. But he didn't yet. So that's kind of cool. And I'm just taking this international back out into the sunflowers. I got a broom with me. the sunflowers are not dry. They are tough. So I'm gonna climb in, and I gotta sweep out the hopper while Mother's unloading, and then we'll bring that in, take the header off, put the pickups back on, shove the combine in the shed, and get everything buttoned up for winter. So I think I asked this question last year too. I suppose I could Google it, but it's always more interesting to hear from people that actually do grow the sunflowers. What kind of, do you just use a conventional straight cut header? Like, we're just using a regular straight cut header. And the reels, because we don't have bat reels, I got them set as not aggressive. What's the other word for that? So they just kind of like tickle, and they're running really, really slow. And we're cutting very, very high, but you still see the odd one that doesn't make it through the combine. And that's kind of sad, because look at that guy. He's like right loaded with seeds. So we're most likely going to have a volunteer sunflower issue. The ones that do make it through seem to be busted up, I suppose. Of course, the other thing is too, these are like 30% moisture. They're like extremely tough. So I don't know. Last year we did 7 acres, and Mom and the kids went out with the side-by-side, and they actually picked up all the, a whole bunch of these heads and then gave them to the chickens. Although I don't think we're going to be doing that on 20 acres. What did we get? We maybe got, well, I don't know how much a truckload holds. We got 2 truckloads and a little bit. So I don't know if that's even good or not. I think sunflowers, the little bit of looking that I did, they go by tons per acre, I think. So if you're a sunflower grower, like we're highly inefficient. I know that. But what kind of a special header do you have? Or do you have a special header? I'm still here. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm working my way through drying these last load of sunflowers, and then that's her. This is it. That's it. Done. 2023 is in the bins, in the book, in the whatever. It's over. It's done. It's dark. It's not cold yet, but it's dark. It's supposed to snow here in a day or two, so glad to be done. And also noticed today we just rolled over the 2,000 subscriber mark. That's pretty cool. All the new folks that have been watching for the last month or two, definitely appreciate the support. If you're watching these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing that. It's free, cheapest way you can support small channels like mine. Also stay tuned. We always got some interesting stuff going on throughout the winter, the off season of farming. Now that harvest is done, we got clutch to do in that brown truck. We got lights to fix and a lot of stuff. We got just like a lot of stuff to fix. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you all on the next one.